All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Seems we continue yesterday's market reversal. Morning, George. Oh, somebody closed my list there. Hold on a second, I'll play with my screen here for a moment. Just to make sure I get the whole thing in there if I can. Huh. All right, so I think that's where it is. All right. Yeah, Tesla had a huge reversal market. I mean, also everything had a big reversal day yesterday. Apple, um, volume could be heavier, but it was still very heavy. Definitely a form of a topping candle. We had one here. Um, Netflix had a large reversal candle, not as big volume as the prior day, but still a pretty large reversal candle. Amazon was up at 33, closed at 31, which isn't too bad, but an outside day and elevated volume. So it's definitely some distribution taking place. Question is it going to continue? This morning we got 1% on the table, but they like to move stuff after market. Right now, Amazon at 30.88, really close to where they closed. So nothing major. They're less than 1%. So the Apple chart, pretty interesting. Obviously, Tesla, much larger, much larger move up as much as 16%. Ended up closing down, I think 3 is what it was. Yeah, 3. Ended up closing down about 3 on really good volume. Morning, Rob. I know I left it there. So Tesla yesterday did end up with very, very high volume. Looks like the fourth, maybe the fifth largest volume candle other than this topping area. So while we were having pretty good volumes here, today or yesterday, we kind of overshot in terms of volume. Um, I don't know where anything just went. There we go. So our Pi method exit here, we're close. We haven't broken, but we're close to breaking it. I drew this yesterday on the 15-minute chart. I didn't look at it, and it looks like towards the end of the day we did end up breaking it right there. Actually, if I lower that right there, we still broke it. Not by much though. So that's our run right now. And then obviously there's a large expansion up here. Could have been an exit point. I always find there's times it could be exit points. Obviously this move up the other day could have been an exit point, but this broke in benign fashion. This not so benign. This was fairly heavy volume, so that could be a topping signal. Question is for how long. Um, and then the next question is, maybe where do we go to? On the NASDAQ, I'm a little bit more concerned about the NASDAQ than anything right now. We've got about 5 minutes left. Yeah, we're good. So I saw a post on Twitter, and you know Twitter, everything's 100% on Twitter, but they said pretty ominous signal. They said we went from being, I think it was up 2% to down 1%. Although I had us down 2%, but they're looking at the NDX. They're looking at the NDX, which is a NASDAQ 100 index. And so this one goes, we were up as much as 2%, yeah, down over 2%. That up to down swing of 2%, they said it hadn't happened since the 2000 bubble. And I was thinking this morning about this last downtrend with coronavirus. I'm like, is that accurate? And so looking for a big, hairy reversal. This one maybe up 4%, but didn't close. Actually closed positive, so that wasn't too bad. Here's one that went up 2% and went down 4%. So here's another potential one of those. See, I knew there'd be one somewhere. So that's another one. So see, they were incorrect, at least about that one. That is another one. Up three, closed down one. So not sure that's what they said is 100% accurate. And I retweeted it. I kind of wish I didn't do that, but let's see if I can find that tweet. Make sure I got it right. I guess I can just go to my profile. It's like the second to last thing I did. Nasdaq rallied more than 2%. Intraday set an all-time high, then reversed to close down more than 1%. Did it on March 30th, bub. So that's actually not accurate. Oh yeah, all-time high could be the key. Yeah, maybe that's it. Yeah, that's true. That could be the key into an all-time high, big reversal. Yeah, so that's a good point there. What's that one? 0.58% rallied down 0.79%. Yeah, definitely not that large. I kind of like to take people to the words and stuff like that. It's kind of hard to. So it's had days like that, but not at a high. The question is it significant at a high more than it is, because this was the day before the low. This was a reversal. So it's an ominous sign. Um, Actually, if you go back to the NDX way back in the day, which I did do as well. If you go back to that, I actually pointed it out where it was in the chart. I commented on my tweet where it was. This chart was pretty small. You couldn't really see anything. This was that day. He didn't give the date, but I found it. And it wasn't at the top. We actually, if you notice, we fudded around a little bit more before we finally started caving. And then I started looking at a couple other stocks at that time. So that's the NASDAQ. We rallied for, the ultimate high was March 24th. This was March 7th. So about another 2 weeks, we stayed okay. Qualcomm was around that time. A lot of stocks weren't, a lot of stocks that were there weren't actually around at that time, or gone now, is what I meant to say. Stocks that were there were gone now. So this was the top in Qualcomm, January, and this was that same March 7th day. Um, for this particular one, it had already topped, and this was already down for Microsoft. It's the only two I could think of. I kept getting distracted. I got taxes to do, and my stupid crypto taxes are pissing me off. This one I didn't actually arrow because I forgot what it was. March 3rd, March 7th. So there's March 7th, that day right there. No, so these had already topped actually before then the market kept going um, on that ominous sign, which was really really close to the top. All right, market just opens. All right, so market did gap down 1%, at least on the Nasdaq. Actionable list here. Whoops. We'll check global for a bit. INMD, Tesla, Lavago up there. MJ, ZTO. Peloton's up. Yeah, I think today's gonna have a different feel to it than typical rallies. Tesla already negative 2.2. Where's Tesla? Oh, there it is. Oh, hid chat. There we go. Hey, what's up, Justin? So what happened yesterday with Tesla? Did it drop at the end of the day? No, it dropped kind of towards the early middle part of the day, actually. Yeah, it dropped here and then just formed an H pattern right here. Right there's an H pattern. I mentioned that in Slack, and then it died and filled the gap right here. Pretty ominous, pretty ominous candle on the daily chart. That definitely kills a move. I don't further upside in Tesla's almost guaranteed to be dead. The question is, do you sell or do you hold on? Because Tesla long term has good prospects. But the other part is that I saw some dude on Twitter yesterday posted a pretty ominous Nasdaq chart. Morning, Ellie. Yeah, did you see my post, Ellie, about the Nasdaq? Someone posted an interesting Nasdaq reversal potential sign. No. So they said that when the Nasdaq was in an all-time high and you get this 2% up day. Slack this morning? No, actually I haven't opened up Slack at all this morning. What you got? Nice. That's pretty good. Faster than expected market share gains. Yeah, that was true about a year ago as well. So, a little late to the party. That's pretty good. Yeah, so I didn't sell Tesla yesterday, but I really, really don't like that daily candle yesterday. The good thing is we didn't take out the whole yesterday's range, which we did in Apple and some other stocks. So if you look at Apple, maybe it was Amazon. Yeah, Apple didn't take out the range. Maybe it was Amazon. Yeah, it was yep. Yeah, analysts raised their price target, citing faster than expected market share gains, but that was a long time ago. That's already happened. Stupid. Yeah, right. Looks like the analyst got FOMO. His boss walks in. What the fuck's up with your price target, huh? 800, it's doubled. The price is doubled from your price target. What are you doing out there? Oh, well, let me double check, boss. I'll be right back. Looks like better than expected market share gains. Good job, Jim. Excellent work. Your job as an analyst is once again secure. That should that would make a good that would make a good series of some type. Actually, that'd be pretty funny. the that is called The Analyst. Does like the Law and Order SVU thing. Okay, I could go on with this for about 45 minutes. I already feel it. But the whole time is probably, I think a good premise for that, the whole time would be just the guy scared of his boss and his boss just walks in. And then the whole series is the analyst taking a dump and he comes back out, does like 1 second worth of work and then posts it. That would be the whole thing. Margaret and Froggy, Tesla 5, Peloton 3, Roku. Everything had a pretty good reversal yesterday. Peloton back down to the 10-day, which is not a deal breaker. Yes, we'll look around. Roku holding up above the line. Ping, not too bad. My friend told me oil would be raising. What are you doing? Sorry, boss. I'll check into that and get back to you right away. Boss slams the door. The guy goes into his bathroom. Comes out 3 hours later. Boss, I looked into it, and it looks like your friend is partially correct. But yeah, we're gonna adjust our price target on oil to negative 13. Jim, you're a genius. And deletes bearish market analysis draft. Yeah, he's been working on something. He's been working on something for 3 months, and then all of a sudden his boss walks in and he just deletes it and goes with a completely different narrative. That'd be good. Jim, Nasdaq moved big today. What are you doing? Well, boss, it looks like I'll look into it, boss. Well, I guess I should delete my bullish Nasdaq article. Okay, let's write this one right now. 2 hours later, Jim, you're a genius. Andrew bought two Tesla stocks today since the price dropped. First ever trade of mine. Oh, Andrew, thank you for joining the channel, and I appreciate you being interested in Tesla. That was a very interesting decision. Very interesting decision right there. So, I mean, could turn out to be a good one. You never know. But actually, yesterday was a fairly ominous sign. Hopefully, we can trade it for the long term. Yeah. So in my opinion, yeah, no, I agree. It's got good potential as well. But in my opinion, after yesterday's action, I probably would have waited a little bit. So I do have a very large Tesla position. I didn't sell. I can't say today's the worst time in the world to buy, but it's probably the second worst time in the world to buy. Yesterday may have been a little bit worse. So we'll see what happens though. One thing about the market though is that it always does what you least expect it to do. The problem with buying Tesla right now is that everyone expects it to go up. I was already fully invested before 1,000, but I would have bought it at 1,000. Up here is a little bit lofty. So in it for the long term is good. Just stick with that mindset. In my opinion, Tesla could drop down as much as to $1,000 at some stage if we get a correction. Um, if we get because there's a lot of people right now calling for an all in all kind of a bear stock market coming up based on coronavirus and some decent economic sentiment, like half the people not working or whatever. What's the unemployment rate right now? We haven't looked at that in a while. Still in the 20s. Let's check it out. Current US unemployment, 11%. Okay. All right. So we're better. We're definitely better, so that's good. Yeah, that if that continues, then I think you could find yourself with all signs ahead for hopefully everything, and that would also include Tesla. So yeah, but I'm also a big believer in Tesla. Ellie says Tesla bounces from this price and rally, which proves crazy FOMO. Tesla does what it should do and adjust to reality, pushing price lower before going up next year. 200 MA is 50. You know what? I'm actually, I don't think it gets to the 200. If it goes, I think it gets to the 50. If it corrects, your 50 right now is just about $1,000, and by the time it gets there, it will be $1,000. I think it gets to the 50. I don't think it gets to the 200. The 200 is for this is you have to keep in mind what Tesla is. Yeah, fair enough, fair enough. But Tesla, I mean, it is an extreme growth stock, and it's you know it's one of those stocks that is going to rally for substantial periods. And I think barring a larger market correction, it's going to rally. Period. Over a period of time, it's going to rally. If we get a larger general market correction, kind of like a rising tide lifts all ships, right? Well, the tide going out will suck everything out with it as well. So if the market does start to actually the Nasdaq and the S&P does start to correct, you're going to see Tesla correct with the Nasdaq. That's what a lot of this was down here to the 200. No, I completely agree with you. Yeah, if we come back down to the 50, look, I think I said it yesterday or the day before in the Slack chat room. I'm like, if it goes to 1,000, I'm buying. That is a that is a buying day. Just like I said at 400 down here. 400, now it's 1,000. Elon's going to release some crazy features to the Roadster he hinted about implementing in rocket technology. Features that would cause hype and shoot. That's already happened. That's been known for a while now, Andrew. Not to burst your bubble there, buddy, but the whole rocket thing's happened for a while. They're talking, I think, like 1.1 second 0 to 60, which is crazy. But people, um, are you are you a new investor general, Andrew? In general, cool. So first of all, I really appreciate you joining the stream. Second of all, well, third of all, smash the like button. Second of all, I do want you to understand that when you are investing, you're stepping into a world that is much different. Oh, you're 18. Fantastic. Good. Andrew, you're on point, buddy. Um, yeah, that's really good. Um, wow, 18. I had the chance to change your life, Andrew. I'm not even joking. Okay. Did you buy that in a cash account or did you open that in a retirement account? Or do you know the difference? What has happened to everything? To a cash account for trading? Okay. So what you need to be aware of and you need to educate yourself and think. You're young, okay? You're young. I'm 41, so I'm older than you, but not quite retirement age, right? I mean, there's a gap between you and me. There's a gap between me and retirement. So I'm like you in the future. I personally, I do a vast majority of my trading in my retirement account. Okay. So, yeah, exactly. So what you can do now, so I mean, there's price targets out there. We've done some back of the napkin stuff and seen Tesla in the $10,000 range. That's probably got a 10-year plus, maybe 15-year time horizon. It's hard to say exactly. You know how Elon is. Elon likes to, well, actually, you don't because you're only 18. So we started Tesla when you were like four. Um, so Elon has a history of promising awesome things, which he delivers on, but they're usually late. Elon usually delivers late. So if these $10,000 things come to fruition, you're going to have yourself 20,000 bucks. The question is, okay, you're 18 now. Let's say it happens when you're 30, which I know seems like a lifetime, but if that happens when you're 30, I'm just going to let you know $20,000 isn't a whole lot of money. It's actually nothing. $20,000 is nothing unless you've got, 100,000 plus you can actually like do something with. Other than that, in my opinion, you just have to keep stacking the money, keep stacking the money. Now, if you're gonna hold Tesla for like a decade, I think you're in a great position. If you go to sell it, what's going to happen? Let's say you decide to sell when it hits 10,000, you want to withdraw your $20,000. You're going to pay taxes on that. Now we don't know what the tax environment is going to be in 10 years. If there's a lot of progressive stuff happening right now. Yeah, there's a lot of progressive stuff happening right now, and they're talking about raising tax rates, raising capital gains rates. If that does happen, which is over the next 10 years, I mean, it's probably likely you're going to get a more progressive individual in the White House, especially over the next 15 years. I would say it's almost a certainty the way things are looking these days. If that does happen, your capital gains rates would rise. Right now it's 15%. That could rise to, 20, 30, 40%. And now, you should pay your taxes. I'm not saying you shouldn't, but if you invest in a retirement account, won't be communist with taxes. Yeah, right. Um, if you invest in a retirement account, which would be like a Roth IRA, so there's essentially, to simplify it, two types of retirement accounts. You have a traditional IRA and you have a Roth IRA. Now, the Roth IRA, you would basically just take your Tesla trade. You may have to, I don't know if you have to sell your shares or if you can convert your account into a Roth IRA, but essentially you just take your cash and invest. And then when you withdraw your money, two caveats: you have to be 59 and a half to withdraw it, and all the gains are tax free. So Andrew, at 18 years old, I'm telling you, you have an extreme opportunity right now if you opened up an account with a Roth IRA, to be retiring with well over 10, $20 million. Yeah, well, it's actually 6,000 right now, but yeah, a Roth IRA has a $6,000 annual contribution limit. Okay, but at retirement, and I know it's a world away. You're already a young man that's already obviously interested in future. So this is why I'm mentioning this to you. I mentioned this to friends of mine that are young. I have a friend's daughter who's 19 that I talked to her blue in the face, and she hasn't even opened any kind of an account. Okay, yeah, Australia, that would be, yeah. So look into that. You should probably call your bank or just Google. Yeah, it may be called something else. Google retirement accounts. But okay, so I'll go a little more in depth. Um, so comparing the Roth IRA and the traditional IRA. The traditional IRA, when you invest, you can actually write money off that year. With a Roth IRA, you don't write that money off. You just spend cash. The difference is on withdrawal. The traditional IRA, you're taxed on all your gains. With the Roth IRA, the way it is in the US, you are not taxed on any gains. Okay? So if you take, if you take, um, let's just say you start putting like 150 bucks a month in, which would be phenomenal for you at this stage of the game. If you put 150 bucks a month in, that's going to be like 1,800 bucks a year. If that 1,800 bucks a year grows into, like I said, 20 million dollars, which if you choose to do more investing. I think you can. I think that's possible, but you have to be knowledgeable and stuff like that. Um, see what's going on here. 0.56, not too bad. We'll see how the day progresses. Anyway, you could turn that into millions and millions of dollars, depending on the decisions that you make. But I mean, the potential is really there for you, especially at 18. You got no idea. You absolutely have no idea. Yeah, double your account every year. You'll be a multi-billionaire. So, I mean, it's possible. There's a wider range of knowledge, though. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you didn't ask for any of that, but you needed it. So just you're a human being. you're you're fairly intelligent. You did buy some Tesla shares. Um, but yeah, hold it, do your research, and then just realize that where you're at right now, man, can completely change your trajectory of your life, other than just being like every schlub around you. All of your friends are going to be broke. You'll have one or two of them that may be successful. The rest of them will be broke. Their lives are going to suck, and hopefully yours won't. So, yeah, because like I said, I'm 20-year-old you. I'm 20 years old, older version of you, and half my friends are broke. A couple of them do pretty good, and but I actually did invest when I was 18, so you have that opportunity. All right, Tesla turning around here. Nasdaq back down to point 0.9. Roku, Peloton, Okta still up, but let's see what direction that goes in the rest of the day. Way to choose my friends. Hey man, when you're 15, 16, 17 making friends, you don't know what's gonna happen. Got no idea, you know? No idea. All right, so we haven't bounced back very far, unfortunately. Well, there are some services that kind of help you do that, Andrew. I don't know if there's a specific term for it, but what I would do is I would actually wait. I wouldn't invest anymore if you've already bought. Because see, like I said yesterday, so I do something called technical analysis, and I rely on something called price action. So essentially, what I do is I look at, crying out loud. So let's look at the last top. Let's look at the last top right here. So I sold out using price action. I sold out here. I should have sold the next day, right? But you capture a majority of the price action, and then hopefully you go and take a profit. Tesla takes a dump, you rebuy, and then this type of price action is generally considered topping action. So we're likely to pull back significantly. If you do want to buy, what I would do, Andrew, is, in my opinion, I would stack cash until you see Tesla kind of at lowish prices, and then I would try to buy at that time. If you did want to buy like 150 bucks every so often, like I said, you can research partial share brokers. Um, yeah, no, actually you can, Ellie. I did that. There was a company called Motif Investing that would let me do that. Yeah, years ago I had that account. It was one of the first ones to do. It was pretty good. Um, well, I mean, Andrew, if you're gonna be around, just hang around and just start absorbing some stuff. If it's the only time you're gonna watch the show, um, that's, I mean, yeah, I mean, I guess you could do that. Being 18, yeah, yeah, you probably should. You probably should do that. But um, I mean, investing every month is a good thing. It's really a good thing because it forces you to save, and a lot of people think, oh, I'm going to save later. I'm going to save later. And before you know it, you're freaking 20, 30, 40 years old. A lot of 40-year-olds have zero, absolutely have zero, which is horrible. At 40 years old, it's very hard to catch up. You can catch up. Like I'm playing catch up right now. Um, I am. I'm going to get there. I'm good at trading, so I'm going to get there. But I'm definitely playing catch up from where I could have been if I started early. So yeah, put money if you want to put it into an index fund. That's fine. Um, Nasdaq down 1.82. No bueno right there. So looks like Tesla's going to go down a little bit lower. Yeah. So now maybe coming to decision time here for Tesla if I want to sell it and wait for a correction or if I'm just going to hold on to it. That's a tough one for me. I said I'd hold it, but the moment's here. I don't know. Yeah, precisely, Andrew. Precisely. So look, you have a lot of time, dude. You could spend the next 6 months or there's no rush yet. You don't have to do it today. You don't have to make those decisions today. Um, we're going to be here doing the show. And if you want to come in and ask questions, if you want to hang out with us every day, most of us, hang out here and look at stocks. And like you heard, we try to tell jokes and have fun. Um, but yeah, I mean, yeah, don't do bonds or anything like that. But I mean, yeah, hang around people that have a decent financial sense. Um, maybe try to get your friends interested. Some will be, some won't be, and you guys can kind of go on a learning journey together. And like I said, we're going to be here. So yeah, if you want to come back and every day, but yeah, to start, I mean, I would take that 150 and put it in. We pretty much do it every day. I have another channel if you called Real Dash Crypto. That's my main channel. This is actually kind of like a small channel I got successful on YouTube with cryptocurrency. I don't post on there as much, but I do post on there from time to time. We also have a Slack chat room. Um, and I'm not saying, we're the only thing around there. So, I mean, check out other communities. You need to be informed. And I don't have the only viewpoint out there. A lot of people have viewpoints, but all I got to say is so you can go to real-crypto.com if you want to go to the Slack chat room. And there's a form right here. You can get the link to the Slack chat room. So that'll get you into the Slack chat room. Um, it's real-crypto. I'll post it. I kind of have this real dash thing going on, which is, is what it is. All right, Nasdaq 1.6 to the downside. We talked yesterday. When we left, we were firmly. No, that's my other channel name. That- yeah, so I'm basically I'm good at timing the markets generally, which is pretty difficult to do. I mean, it's not. There's a lot of people that make a lot of calls out there. Um, when you go, because you're going to look around, obviously, right? So when you look around, keep in mind that if things sound too good to be true, they probably are too good to be true, right? And the guys that actually sound like they're just analyzing and actually have your best interest at heart maybe do. So yeah, you do have to look at a few things though when you're looking at people. But yeah, as you look around, try to absorb information, see what interests you. And I'll be honest with you, I mean, if you want to find a source of truth, I mean, ask me a question. I will be your source of truth. I don't know everything by a long shot, but I know a lot. And I can at least push you in a direction that isn't horrible garbage. So people are mostly into gambling, so crypto's like good hype. 2 year stocks is way better. No one even, yeah, I don't get that, Ellie. No one sees it. Yeah, stocks have been crazy for the past couple of years. Yeah, it's been excellent. It's been really, really good trading the past several years. Yeah, what was my hells yeah. That's so awesome. Oh, what's that? Oh, it's me versus the Dow Jones. That's pretty cool. NIO. Let's look at NIO. I would argue. See, I don't know. The market's either going to reverse back up and just keep on going what it's been doing. Um, obviously, and then there's obviously the chance for a reversal. Now, in terms of distribution days, we're still. Let's actually see where we are in terms of distribution days because I know for the Nasdaq we likely just have one. On the S&P though, we may be at 6, which would be high. Okay, so we some expired. So we're 4 on the S&P, 1 on the Nasdaq. So we're in an interesting position where it's going to yeah, it's gonna this is the kind of the these are the weird days. I'll just put it that way. Some days are pretty obvious. These are the weird days. What you want to look for now is on the market at least is this day. You want to look for that day where you have a rejection to the downside. We just had a rejection to the upside. You see my channel here. We just had a rejection to the upside. Now we want to look for a rejection to the downside. What just happened? Garbage. Absolute garbage. So, yeah, so we rejected down here. Remember, that was pretty scary, wasn't it? That was pretty scary. Coming to the bottom part of the Bollinger Bands. Then we mentioned we were above the Bollinger Bands, and we kind of stayed at the upper echelon for about a week. Yesterday, we really were breaking out of our channel. I mentioned that was odd that that happens. And then we had a big reversal. I wasn't, I was thinking in my mind we could reverse, but I wasn't thinking we were going to go do that. That was pretty aggressive, but we're still in the channel. So if you get another rejection on the lower part of the channel like this, we could be scary today and then maybe scary tomorrow. I mean, things ebb and flow. We could bounce up for a couple of days and then come back down. But um, if we go into a correction mode, I mean, the S&P has at least 3 more distribution days it needs for the market to go into a correction. So this could just be a one-time event. And hopefully that's the case if we continue going on. Because, I mean, look, fundamentally, nothing's changed. I mean, we are locking down a little bit more. Some states are locking down again. That's obviously going to put some downward pressure on things. But if the Fed steps in again, because I don't know if the Fed's going to wait for the market to drop 5 or 10%, or if they're going to step in prematurely and just go, yeah, you know what? Let's just print another trillion right now. Maybe they'll be happy with that. I mean, if they were to come out and say we're going to buy half a billion in bonds or half a trillion in bonds, which actually would be peanuts right now compared to their book, would probably be a cheap way for them to give the market a boost, maybe like a preemptive thing, if you will. So that'd be interesting. Is yesterday's 2% decrease because of things going on in California? Well, yeah, I think Ellie's saying what I was gonna say. Careful in trying to see why things happen. It makes you feel like someone knows. Usually no one knows till years later. Articles that try to find reasons are usually full of it. We move 50% on a lot of stocks. What else would you expect the market to do? Just going to go up endlessly. Um, well, I don't expect him to actually know that answer, Ellie. I mean, he's just walking into this for the first time. And see, this is what I think. I think a lot of people, especially shorter term traders, people that just trade in and out, like everyone, just normal people. I think a lot of normal people don't even ask that question. Oh, for me? Oh, okay. Well, yeah, kind of in answering that, I think a lot of normal people, I think I posed that question not too long ago, but people don't ask that question. In my mind, people don't see past like 2 months or 3 months. It's just they don't even consider a lot of, like I said, normal traders, just normal people that would be on YouTube, on chat rooms and stuff like that. I don't think they consider it, which is weird. Yeah, I don't think they consider it. They just kind of they hear, oh, Apple's topped, and then yeah, what does that mean? What does topped mean? Is it topped forever? Is it topped for 6 months? Topped for a year? You know what I mean? So I think yeah, I don't think people even have that time horizon. There's always another trade. There's going to be another leading stock. There's going to be another rally in the markets until society collapses. That's basically what it's going to be. And hopefully Andrew won't see that. He probably will, but hopefully not. Hopefully not. I may probably see it, being as old and decrepit as I am. I'm going to die sometime in the next 50, 60 years, so I'm probably going to see society collapse. But yeah, Ellie hit it on the head there, Andrew. Um, it's the why of things happening is not important. That's right. Well, shut up, Rob. You're fired. You're fired. That's not a good Trump voice. Um, but yeah, really. So you need to there's a slight nuance to what I'm going to say here. You should be knowledgeable in what you're investing in. You should be knowledgeable in how the markets work. You should be knowledgeable about a lot of things. If you're going to put things, if you're going to, if you're going to start a business, you should know about the business. If you're going to get into, if you're going to get into winemaking, you should know about grapes and doing whatever they do with grapes to make wine. You should be knowledgeable in that. If you're going to start a taco stand, you should be knowledgeable in how to make tacos and how stands work. You know, if you're going to start building a electric manufacturing company, you better be a damn good engineer with some funds. But you need to have an understanding about manufacturing, about the process of electric vehicles. If you're going to work in stocks, you need to be knowledgeable in the markets and how things work. And in a nutshell, the markets are run by institutions that do not give you any decent information. Your only information is going to be, public statements about the company, financial records, and the charts. And these little things right here, these charts actually hold a tremendous amount of information. We talk often about the fact that the chart holds all of the pertinent information. You really don't even need to know more than what's in a stock chart. Everything else is actually a bonus. It's good to know. It's a good bonus. Don't get me wrong, but we've made plenty of trades on stocks and made plenty of money without knowing anything about them. you know, we we'll go in, we'll look at some financial numbers using FinViz or investors.com, um, but some information we're unable to know is individuals. The company's not going to give it up to anyone unless you're an insider or a big Wall Street firm. And so again, you're at a disadvantage. The only advantage we have is these stock charts. That's the only advantage we have. And it's a big one. It's a big advantage. So, wow, 20K an hour? Let's start that business, Ellie. Why aren't we doing that? That's pretty good. That's almost half of what I'm making now. That's excellent. Wouldn't mind a side hustle. Damn it. So you tell me I need to raise my rates to, I'll be a bargain, $18,000 an hour. It's a bargain. Absolute bargain. All right, so we've definitely turned a little bit more red here today. Although Tesla's still green. You want to see strength in something? Tesla's still freaking green. It still hasn't broken broken down from the 1400 level. Well, Andrew, just um, at this stage of the game, Andrew, just relegate yourself to the fact that Tesla's going to probably be under, I'd say, 12 or 1300 here pretty soon. I don't know about it. Could be today. Could be today. We haven't fully broken support, but just get mentally. See, the hard part about investing, Andrew, in trading, it sounds like you want to invest in Tesla, but in all honesty, ask yourself how you would feel if Tesla went to $1,000. Honestly, so you put in 3 grand, now you have 2 grand. How does that sit with you? You have to, if you're going to have those longer term perspectives, you have to ignore the 1,000 and think about the 10,000. Okay, yeah, perfect. What happens sometimes? Sometimes people buy something and they say it's. I'm thinking Bitcoin when I'm talking about this. People they say they're investing in it for long term, but then eventually it goes past their point of where they thought it could go, and then they just sell at a huge loss. So I would like that not to happen to you, Andrew. Not that Tesla, isn't capable of coming down, but um, sorry, hold on a second. All right, so hopefully that fixes it. My throat. Yeah. So anyway, if Tesla does come back to 1,000, I'll be a big buyer. Well, Andrew, like anything in life, it depends on the person. I'll say one thing that will serve you good is that don't lump people together. You said people use Bitcoin and crypto. Like there's lots of different people. There are different stages in their life. There's people that are looking to make money quickly. There's people that think Bitcoin's going to $1 million. There's people that want to make money right now. So all kinds, all kinds. I've got all kinds of people. All right, market looks like it may want to take a step down here. So this is my immediate trend line for Tesla. Actually, kind of a small intermediate term trend line for Tesla right here. So what do you think, Ellie? Pi method sale right here on Tesla. This could be a Pi method sale. Should I sell? Yeah, well, I'm not done with it yet. I know it needs to come out. I'm not done with it yet. It's going down. Market 1.8%. It is time sensitive. It definitely is. It definitely is. Yeah, I'm still trying to put it together for stocks, but I mean, Tesla's at such an amazing place right now. Okay, so let's go weekly for a minute. Let's look at something. Okay, let's completely play devil's advocate here. Let's see what could happen. I've been thinking about this, but I haven't actually put this into a chart. Let's say Tesla goes to 10K. What does that look like? Let's say Tesla 10K and they won't let me. Okay, there's 2030. Let's even go 2035. Okay, so here's 10K 2035. First of all, let's just put a median line across there. That's the beginning of 2035. It's 14 years out, 13 whatever years out. Okay, so that's actually, you know what? Scrap this. Let's do it on TradingView because TradingView sucks, or this platform sucks for this. I just ruined my chart. Yeah, much better to do this on TradingView. So we bounced a little bit. Okay, I didn't sell it. Oh, share it on. I guess I could do that. I guess I could do. That's not a bad idea, actually. You my social media manager there, Ellie? Because I need one. Because I suck. I'm trying to get better though. Okay, so Tesla. Okay, so I've got my long-term turner. I've got my long-term turnaround lines. These are the pi method exits on Tesla, which you could argue that, like I mentioned, I think there's one right there. And actually, according to this chart, we just broke my pi method exit. Last time we broke it, we actually bounced up and ended up going down a little bit more. I don't want to hear it, Ellie, even though I know it's 100% true. All right, let's go naked chart. Let's take Tesla out to. We all have our flaws. Okay, this is a logarithmic scale, so this is going to look weird. It won't go past 2029. So we can just. So let's do this. Let's say this is 20. Uh, So that's 25. That's 2030. So that's 35. Close enough. Okay, and then we'll put a line at 10,000 just for some. And we'll take log off because. Eee. All right, so that's our time horizon. Oh, something we could do in TradingView. Speaking of which, what's Tesla doing? Breaking down? Well, the reason, Andrew, is because we had yesterday was a topping signal and a relatively large one. I don't know why I'm even, like Ellie said, I don't even know why I should just be selling here. Shouldn't I, Ellie? I said I wouldn't do it. Said I wouldn't do it, but I may have to do it. All right, sold. It's gonna bounce back now. What did I do? I'll tell you what I did. I locked in a shit ton of profit. That's what I did. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Hey, what's up, Mohammed? I'm just gonna keep telling myself I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Who you trade died on a vine too. Yee. Ah, they're gonna murder me on this trade. Should have sold Huya yesterday. Oh well. I don't know. This is bad mojo. Down another 2% for the Nasdaq today. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not quite sure how I feel right now. I guess we'll find out. We'll find out later. And fucker bounces back. I was afraid of that. Well, anyway, let's look at Tesla. Okay, so if your price target's $10,000, all right, so let's take a look at Tesla's potential. So we've got Tesla here currently at about the $1,450 range. And everyone's saying, we're seeing a lot of price targets in $10,000 range. Actually, if you look at ARK Investments, they actually had a $22,000 price target for Tesla, which is way up here. That's a $22,000 price target for Tesla. I'm not going to say if that's a good or a bad thing. I'm just saying that is what it is. So let's do something else. Let's take our annual marker here and let's put a mark about once every year. 21, 22. It's 20. The hell is that? That's in the wrong place. January 4th. November 1st. That's wrong. January 1st. January 4th. Okay, that takes us out to all right, so let's do this. We need to go out further. So I'm just gonna delete a couple of these. So that's the 28. This is 29. And we still got more room to go. You know. All right, give or take something like that. What's AMD doing? Oh, it's pretty bad right there. Hey, what's up, Jake? We're looking at potential Tesla over the next 10, 15 years. There's just a lot of crazy price targets out there for Tesla. So here's Tesla now. Here's a $10,000 price target. And then actually, I watched a video last night where ARK Investment actually has a potential and a case for $22,000 at the high level. So they have their range is actually between 3,500 and 22,000. This is their range. That's 22,000 is everything going right. At least I hope that's pretty obvious. Um, but I mean, 10,000 is actually, if you look at what's possible with Tesla, a relatively conservative number. And well, not I won't say conservative, but a somewhat probable number. Um, yeah, right. I know this is taking a long time to set up, but it should be fun. Because I do want you to keep something in mind. Oh, shoot. I forgot I can't do it. If I select multiple, it's wasted a lot of time there. Um, I do want you to keep something in mind that it takes Tesla about a year to make a gigafactory, a little under a year, and it takes them about $1 billion. Well, yeah, the difference is some of the Tesla predictions are actually. Uh, Let me just say something about Tesla. It is not your normal business. The dudes that running it, the guy that's running it does not think like anyone else on the planet, obviously. So when you look at the dude thinks exponentially. Like his thought process is in terms of exponential. No one thinks like that. What he's been able to do, and I actually in my Slack chat room, I posted a video. Is it in stocks? let me see, maybe in general. I posted a video yesterday about a video. I posted a link to a video that I watched yesterday, and it was with the ARK people. And then I found another video, but actually in that ARK video, Tesla talks, Elon and the ladies talk about how everyone's analyzing it wrong. They're thinking of linear progression. He's building exponentially. They're going to be able to double, production almost every year, which actually technically is more linear, but um, think in terms of their battery production, you look at what he's doing with SpaceX and in terms of, building rockets and stuff, it's ridiculous. So this is the low price target right here. This is the kind of median was 7K between 3K and 22. So the question is, he's going to have in 2021, which is in 6 months. I don't know if the Berlin Gigafactory will be up, but it should be close to up. Oh, construction began June 2020. Oh, okay. So it's operations in 2021. This is why I gave it a 15-year time horizon, not a 10-year time horizon. So 2021. So right now he's got Shanghai cranking out. Um, yeah, I wonder if we end up stair stepping up like we did last time. So right now we end up correcting. Let's say the market corrects, we end up correcting. Maybe we FUD around for a couple more years. Berlin opens, Cybertruck is in about 2022. Go for another large breakout. You base it out again. We'll probably have a market correction or pullback at some point. Yeah, so this year it's all just China. This year's the China Gigafactory, so you're essentially doubling production this year between China and Fremont. And then you have to take the market into consideration too. So let's take a guess. When are we going to get autonomous driving? Probably a lot, Rob. I'm guessing 3,000. My guess is 3,000. So let's take a shot in the dark of when we're actually going to see the robo taxis roll out, if that's going to wait. Yeah, that'd be funny. Let's say 2023. What do you guys think? 2023 will get robo taxis. You're saying 25? Okay, okay. So let's do 25 for robo taxis. We'll make that orange. We'll make that solid because that's an event. So see here, like if you look at ARK's investment thing, this 3,000 is without robo taxis. You instantly jump up to 10,000 with robo taxis. So we're already looking at some type of an immediate. If you get robo taxis, you're going to see just a tremendous launch in the stock, and you're going to see Uber just tank, just absolutely tank. Um, so okay, let's say 2025. Elon says he's close. But you know how Elon works. He works, he's not going to put something out if it's complete trash. So it may take him longer. Like look at Battery Investor Day. It's been like 6 months just to plan a stupid investor day. So let's say 2025, okay? And so, I mean, that right there that's an excellent return on investment where we're at right now. So that's another just to get to 10. If you do autonomous, if he does autonomous driving, this stock is going to be at 10K, I would say relatively quick because it's not going to come. I don't think it's coming in the next year. And in the next year, China's cranking, Fremont's cranking. I'm assuming they're going to announce the Cybertruck factory in the Midwest. Giga Berlin's Giga Berlin's going to step in. He said 2021. So there's Giga Berlin 2021. Let's just say by that time we get the location of the factory in the Midwest, hopefully by the end of the year. And then let's say we open another Gigafactory here, okay? And then I don't know what's on the plans after that, to be honest with you. Let's look at future Gigafactory sites. So we know about Cybertruck, but they've got to have people right now looking at 2, 3, 4, 5 future Gigafactories. But there's not a lot of information out there. Like, where would they do it? There's got to be another one in the US. Okay, there's really not much out there. Planned 2020 Gigafactory exceeds 2013 global production. When did this come out? Yeah, put it in Arizona. Hell yeah. I don't think that's happening though. Oh, this is old. 45 billion in Gigafactory through 2020. It's 2020 now, and they built that China one for $1 billion, which is cheap. Okay, so that doesn't help us at all. So let's just assume we're going to do a Gigafactory a year. I mean, there's some arguments that we're going to see more than that. You could argue they're going to start cranking out two a year. Let's say by 2023 they're cranking out two a year. So Gigafactory, two Gigafactories. So this is um, Germany. This is Cybertruck in the USA somewhere. They have, and then I'm assuming sometime in the next year and a half they're going to add two more Gigafactories. They're going to start doing them in twos. So we'll do twos. We'll probably have two more Gigafactories at about the same time autonomy launches. And then then they're probably going to start doing threes, once they have. So then they're going to start doing threes. So what you're going to notice is right now they're delivering what? How many vehicles did Tesla sell last year? Yeah, Rob. Yeah, it will. It's $1 billion a gigafactory. They right now have 8 billion in cash with a $250 billion market cap. Oh yeah, they could build a gigafactory if they want to. Absolutely. So in the past year we built 90, 100, 112. So let's just average 100. So that's 400,000 vehicles. Yeah, that's true. We'll see what the other one ends up costing. Yeah, maybe it's 2 billion. Maybe it is 2 billion. We'll see. But yeah, if they do, yeah, it would. By the time if they're making nah, there's not gonna be any unions. Not that that's really a good thing, but okay, so now their income is negative on an annual basis, that's why. Damn it. Tesla's most profitable quarter. Well, actually, we can just look at their margins. We don't have to look at that. It's really their gross margins, 18.2%. So what you can do is you could say gross margin is what they make when they make a product, right? Before they pay any expenses. So let's do 26 times 0.182. So they made $4.7 billion, and all that could be reinvested. So that's right now, if they have the Gigafactory down, which it appears that they're getting there, they could build about 2 gigafactories a year if they stretch themselves. So I think our forecasts are probably accurate. This one's already being built. This one planned and built, and by the time you have these up and running, they're going to build two at a time. Then they'll build three at a time. So you got right now we have 2 gigafactories, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10. So 11 by the time we get to 2020, whatever. And then they're building three more after that, probably. And then it's just continual gigafactories, would be my assumption. And then at that time, like, oh, okay, yeah, now we're just building gigafactory after gigafactory on into the future. And look, it may ramp up from there, it may not. So maybe exponential growth stops, but the Fed could buy some Tesla, absolutely. So Elon Musk talked about 100 gigafactories to give the world sustainable energy. I don't know if he's going to build 100 gigafactories. Oh, right now, right after I sold, right? Fuck. Oh, they fucking bought everything. See? Knew I shouldn't have sold. Damn it. Whatever. The good, I actually sold some TQ as well, TQQQ. So probably what I may do is actually buy more Tesla with my TQQQ if things hold up pretty well here. But I think we've topped. Again with that, we've topped. We'll see where we go from here. So talking about future. So I mean, you could make an argument that at Tesla's current valuation isn't really sustainable. You could probably definitely make that argument. Yeah. Um, so you definitely could make that argument, and then you could also so Tesla's already had two levels where we've stalled out as they were ramping up production. We've had two stalls in price action here and here, and then so everyone believes in Tesla. I've had a thought that maybe we find a stalling, maybe we find a point to do this, to do it again, to stall for a couple of years, piss some people off, get people to think Tesla sucks again. Maybe we're there after this really big move. Maybe that's where we're at in the moment, and then it's a possibility. But then at some stage of the game, so let's say we've topped out there for a while. Well, Andrew, it's everyone invests a little bit differently. I take kind of what's called a swing trading perspective. So what swing trading is? So I mean, there's there's buy and hold, which is what you can do with a company like Tesla, in my opinion. Like I don't know if I'd buy and hold Apple right now at 1.6 trillion. You may get a double out of it, but it'll take you a little while. Um, so what a swing trader will do is I will actually do what I just did. I will identify a low, like I've done twice now. I bought here and I bought here and I sold here, and then I bought here and I sold here, right? So that's what a swing trader does. A swing trader will actually take the big moves in the stocks, and that is a highly specialized thing and takes quite a bit of knowledge and understanding. Those long-term holders, like if you just want to buy Tesla every day, I can't say it's not going to be one of the best investments that anyone's going to do. In 18, you could just have a very easy life and just buy Tesla, because if it does go to 10K, just pile as much money you can into it. You know what I mean? Like that. I'm not even horribly mad at that. If you've got at least a 5 year time horizon and you don't care what it does in those 5 years, even if the economy generally tanks and the market tanks along with it, and you just keep investing in that Tesla and probably increase your investing if it's lower, I think you'll be fine. Um, but to learn how the market works, I don't know if anyone actually teaches exactly how the market works. The best one, Rob mentions some books that I've got on my website. There's a book called How to Make Money in Stocks, which is actually a very good book, um, an excellent book, as a matter of fact. It's the one I recommend that all people read, um, because they do swing trading as well. And anyway, I think it is a great view on the market. They talk about markets topping. They focused a lot about individual stocks, but when you get into market direction, that's really what matters. They talk about institutional buying and selling, which is really how the market works. The market actually works by institutional buying and selling, and apparently now by the Fed buying. Other than that, there's really not much else to do. Yeah, so Fed buying, institutional buying and selling. Other than that, you and I buying make no difference. Make no difference at all. So, but yeah, how to make money in stocks. If you do want to get a book, I think I make like 20 cents if you buy my book through my link. So whatever. Go to serve no resources. I'm sorry. Go to resources and then you go to books and you can look at how to make money in stocks right here. This red book, I think it's like $8. Yeah, it's super cheap. Maybe $9 now. I think they raised the price. If you're interested, this is success stories for people using this investing methodology. It's really good. So if you're into books or want to read something and don't mind spending $8 on something that this is like pretty technical. This is more psychological. So, but I think these are both which is why they're up here. These are both very excellent books. Um, if you want to learn more about economics in general, I would probably recommend Principles by Ray Dalio. Now, you don't have to buy the book. You can actually go to principles.com and he's got like PDF downloads and stuff in there. But if you do want to buy that's a very thick read. But this one's less about the markets though and more about how to run a business. So, you could do chart patterns if you want to, but you can also there's plenty of online resources for that. You don't have to buy those books. Some of those are like $80. These are really good books though. Um, but these two right here, these two are really good. Yeah. Hey guys, hold on a minute. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. A business major? Oh, that's really good. That's really good. Um, I don't know what I don't know what they're gonna teach you in terms of stock market stuff, or if it's just business and how to read books and how to manage cash flow and how to deal with debt and stuff like that. But um, you asked earlier how long I've been trading. I've been trading about 20 years. I actually got interested in the market earlier than 19, about 17 years old, 16 years old, interested. And then I didn't start trading until I was probably 22 or something like that. I don't remember exactly, but it's been a long time, over 15 years for sure. Over 15 years for sure. But they don't actually know how the market, they don't teach you how the market works. They teach you they teach you the market theory that doesn't work, is basically what it is. Um, Yeah, they ignore markets. They say you can't time the market. They're wrong. You can. It's an imperfect science, but you can time the market. It's absolute hogwash that you cannot time the market. Um, I don't know if you want to get into a drag out fight with one of your professors over it, but you absolutely can time the market, and that's one thing that How to Make Money in Stocks book will show you is how to do that. Actually, talk about distribution days. We've looked at that once today already. Um, So anyway, yeah, actual investing in real life for a trader is different. I would argue much different than for a business. Absolutely a tremendous amount of difference. All right, so I was thinking of something fun. Um, Probably should do squares of price action. So right now, I think we've put in a local top, and we're gonna have maybe a range of $1,000 or so. I don't actually day trade, Andrew. I don't day trade. So there's a day trader which tries to make small-ish profits off of intraday movements. So we can go back. So what a day trader would do, a day trader would essentially, so this is a 5 minute chart, and a day trader would try to capitalize on this downside movement here, and they would just capture very quick profits here from 17 to 15 or something like that. They would take that $200 and they would, if they had 4 shares, that would be $800 for the day, and they would walk away. That's what a day trader tries to do. My trade on Tesla, I actually bought it at 400, 412, I think was my fill price. So I bought it. Um, so yeah, I'm what's known as a swing trader. I don't pay bills with my trading. I just stack it. So I bought those two green arrows down there actually. That's where I bought. So I've had my Tesla position since March. And so like I talked about swing trading, that's swing trading. Swing trading is trying to get these entire big moves if you can. These just entire huge moves. Yeah, yeah. And that's the whole goal is to make really good profit when when you're a swing trader, again, you have to understand chart patterns. You have to understand some price action. There's some things that go into it, and when also per individual style. Everyone has their own individual style. You won't invest like me. Ellie definitely doesn't invest exactly like me. Rob doesn't invest exactly like me. Nobody does. Yeah. Well, here's the thing, Andrew. Um, I don't mind you buying Tesla if you have a long-term time horizon, but if you want to learn to trade, just do what you're doing in schooling, right? You went to school like, I want to study business and I want to get into business, right? It's not like you went, I want to get into business and just opened a business. You didn't do that. So don't just start trading when you want to learn to trade. Learn to trade and then start to trade. Same with school right now. You can learn to trade the same as you're learning as business, and you'll eventually be like, oh, my teacher said that, but I'm seeing this in the markets. Business is not trading. I'll just put it that way. The business world is not the investing world. It is not the trading world. It's something completely different. So, yeah, start your education. Don't just jump right in with $800 because you'll be down $800. So, yeah. But yeah, so there's swing trading. What you're doing here is long-term investing. I don't think that's a bad thing, especially in something that's like Tesla that obviously has more upside potential. Um, but yeah, if you're interested in actual trading, trading, not investing, but trading, that's a different thing. Excuse me. So yeah, I just had a nice big. So okay, let's go back to Tesla. It's kind of a fun exercise. So yeah, I mean, if we have put in this top for Tesla right here at about 1800, I think we have a floor of about $1,000 personally. You may get a dip underneath that. Like, see, the floor here was 386. We dipped down to 350. You may get a dip, but I think generally, if we may put in a trading range for a little while, and let's just say it happens till the end of the year. So we have a box right there. See what kind of color we can add to this thing. A dark purple or something. Um, I'm not personally, I'm not so sure about Facebook. I mean, it is one of the bigger caps, so I mean, from that perspective, it's not horrible, but um, a green border may be better. I mean, they definitely have a monopoly on social media. See, here's okay, so here's another thing to look at. In my opinion, I'm going to preface it with that. Um, you have to look for like future potential. So when we're talking about Tesla, we're talking about future potential with a $250 billion market cap currently, which albeit is pretty big. 250 is pretty big, right? Um, but we're talking valuations in trillions with Tesla. Potential valuations in trillions. 1 trillion, which is a 400% gain. 6 trillion is like one of the ARK's bigger valuations. That's a big potential. And then you look at Facebook, who's already 680 billion. And then you mentioned VR. Uh, you know, they make $73 billion in sales. Is VR going to give them another 73 billion in sales? If not, then this may go up, but I don't know about how much. I don't know, like the potential. So what you're talking about, Andrew, is a drop in the bucket into an ocean. Facebook is an ocean of 680 is a 680 billion dollar ocean, and I don't think there's a tremendous amount of growth potential. Everyone hates Facebook. Yes, they also own Instagram, but and then if you look at like an Apple, so Apple with 1.6 billion dollar, or I'm sorry, 1.6 trillion dollar market cap, what's going to do that? Here's another one that is a potential is Amazon. Amazon actually still has room to go. Their sales are only $300 billion. Walmart sells more than that. So they actually have some runway ahead of them. Amazon, I think, is still a good growth business. It's still a good growth business. They're big, but they could get bigger. Very similar to Tesla. Very similar to Tesla in that fashion. Although Tesla isn't really that huge yet. So you look here, they have 10 times the sales that Tesla has, and they have 8 times the market cap. So Tesla right now is a little bit overvalued if you view it in terms of high growth companies. So you need to pick your poison. Out of Apple, Amazon, and Facebook, Amazon would be the better long term hold, in my opinion. So if you had a portfolio of Tesla and Amazon, I think you're pretty high powered. I think you're pretty high powered in that situation. Um, I I don't actively hunt. I'm actually working on an investing methodology right now, building a course for it. So I'm not actively hunting, but if you could actively hunt for things like that. The thing, in my opinion, is to look for companies that have just an outsized advantage to their competition. And both Amazon and Tesla have had that now for 10 years. The Model S came out in 2012, so 8 years ago, the Model S came out. No one still can beat that car. Amazon has had such a huge lead in internet e-commerce for over 10 years, probably 15 years now. They've had an oversized lead in e-commerce. You want to look for, in my opinion, that's what you want to look for. What has a general market dominance, and that market has potential to grow. That's what I would want to be looking at if I were to build one of those, you know, crazy. If I were to make a hedge fund, I would dive deep into that. Absolute deep, super deep into that. Like Amazon driving forward, Tesla, like what is driving forward with that kind of force and momentum? And I'm going to tell you, there's not a tremendous amount of companies out there like that. It's going to take some work, but dude, you get it right, you're making, you know, you're doubling your money every year on average over 10, 20 years. Like Nvidia, keep forgetting if it's an IA or an A. Nvidia was one of those companies early on too. A little bit more technical to kind of get behind it, but they were very dominant, and they're still very dominant. AMD right now getting with Intel. There's a lot of hype around AMD at the moment. So I mean, yeah, there's potentials out there. Definitely potentials out there, but you just got to do your research, and I think that's a really good thing to do. There is that. All right, so we bounce back, you bastard. All right, guys, something I'm gonna get going here. How's the market looking? So a couple things bounced back. Peloton was down pretty big yesterday, bouncing back good today. We talked about distribution days. We're about four on the S&P, one on the Nasdaq. So this definitely could continue going. Nice buy. Look at wow, that is great volume today. That is a lot of volume today. Look at that volume. That's reversal. That's more reversal volume. And look at that, down towards the bottom of our range. Yeah, right down there towards the bottom of our range. Still could have a little bit of way to go, but so far just a huge, nice bounce back for the Nasdaq here. You mentioned this day right here, or no, it was this day. This day with a shakeout potential for the downside. Um, I don't know if that's all we get. Maybe the PPT is at work right there. Yeah, yeah. So, one more note about kind of longer term investing there. Andrew kind of brought something up I've thought about in the past because I've actually tried some of those investing opportunities, Andrew. There was one with when they were first coming out with SSDs in like 2005 or whatever it was, the SSD hard drives. Micron was big into that, and they appeared to have a lock, but that trade just didn't do anything. 3D printers were supposed to be huge. That trade really didn't do anything either. It had a good run, but didn't really do much. I think identifying the opportunity is really important. VR has been around for a long time. It's not new. You're not going to get explosive, unexpected growth out of it. I don't know what the next sector is. I think it's a single company that drives it. I think is what it is. If you can't identify like an individual leader, um, I think it's going to be very hard to find a great investment. You could find a sector that moves at the same time, right? That happens often, but to find the Amazons, the Teslas, the Apples of the world, when you look at those, look at the iconic businesses, Intel, Microsoft, Google, could include Facebook in that, Tesla, Apple, if I didn't say them already. These are companies that they don't have a lot of competition. They're different in some way that makes it almost insurmountable for people to jump on their ship. 3D printing, everyone jumped on that ship. It was a dead trade. SSDs, everyone jumped on that ship. It was a dead trade. VR, I think VR, everyone's on that ship. I think it's a dead trade. Um, yeah, I don't know what's next. Tesla electric cars, very hard to emulate. Now people are jumping on that ship, but they're probably not going to be successful. Tesla's the trade. You know what I mean? Like I don't know what's next. If SpaceX goes public, that would be I mean, I'd be buying SpaceX, hand over fist right now if I could. And just hold on. I mean, I may not even trade if I could buy SpaceX, Tesla. you know. But I mean, Tesla has a huge possibility, obviously. Um, yeah, I mean, see, there's another. They could have another insurmountable edge, but I think they're a long ways off. I think they're a long ways off. See, Elon already runs one public company. He used to run Solar City and Tesla. Then he stepped down from Solar City. Then he bought Solar City. So he knows what running a public company is like. He doesn't want to do that all the time. So that's his part-time job is running a public company. He doesn't want to run a lot of them, and I definitely understand that. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. We'll do it again tomorrow, and we'll see what's what. All right, everyone, have a good day. Bye.